Welcome everybody, it's Tom, and in this video I'm going to be summarizing up all the story for Zombies in Spaceland that we have so far. Now I say this because the main Easter egg has been solved for Zombies in Spaceland, and we'll get into that more later in the video, but there is a possibility that there may be more, but at this point it doesn't seem likely, but it still could be the case. And if that is the case, I recommend checking my channel for a brand new updated version of this video, but if there isn't, then stay right where you are. So without further delay, let's actually get into this video. So first we're going to start off inside the intro cutscene because that's where our story begins. So in the intro cutscene we actually see our characters, who are actually 3 actors and an actress, and they entered a rundown theater, and we actually learned they're auditioning for a part in a Willard Wyler film. Now we also hear that Willard Wyler hasn't actually made a film or a movie. He's actually been in retirement, but now he's just came out of retirement. Not sure if that holds any importance or if it has any importance at all in the first place, but I felt it was worth mentioning. So Willard Wyler says he wants to get our characters in mood for their audition or whatever he wants to call it, but we actually learn that isn't the case by when he actually gets our characters to watch this scene. Remember, that's very important. He calls it a scene, not a movie, not a film, but a scene. And he gets them to watch this scene, but when he goes upstairs to the projector room, you actually see him cut himself over this ritual that has, of course, the pictures of our 4 characters, and when he does, our characters get sucked up into the movie that we know as Zombies in Spaceland, or not the movie, excuse me, scene. Now let's backtrack a little bit because I want to go back to that ritual that we saw where Willard Wyler cut himself over. Now this ritual actually holds more importance than what it seems, because if you actually look on the symbols of the outside of the ritual, we actually can see these, and they'll actually decipher into an actual sentence or whatever, and it reads, representing the great power in this world, emerge from the magical stones. So this sounds pretty interesting, but it's actually quite vague, because the great power in this world, what's that even mean in the first place? Emerge from the magical stones? Just saying, this is very vague, but it's not bad because it is interesting. Of course, hopefully this will be explained sometime down the road, but as of this point it doesn't make that much sense, so we're not going to spend that much time on it. So back to when our characters actually enter into the scene of Zombies in Spaceland, we see they're actually kind of self-aware at first, and they just know what they're saying. Oh look, this is what we're going to be doing, this is the character we were auditioning for. And then all of a sudden the zombies appear, and their personality completely changes to the characters they're supposed to be playing, and it is very weird why this happens, and it really can't be explained. I'm not too sure if it was purposely done by the zombies once the zombies appear. Now moving on to Endgame. So in-game, the Easter egg, or the main Easter egg of this map, didn't give us that much information. Really, all we did was kill an alien and then shoot down their UFO. Like, what does that have to do with anything? So at first I thought maybe this was like the Easter egg that you had to do because this is what Willard Wyler wanted you to do, but we do hear quotes from Willard Wyler saying that this isn't what he wanted us to do. Of course, he could be lying to us because we know him for at least somewhat deceptive, at least from what we can tell. But at the same time, it's just, why is this all happening? Why are we shooting down an alien UFO? It makes literally no sense at all. So it's just kind of disappointing so far, but like I said earlier in the video, this can not be the main Easter egg. Well, it's probably the main Easter egg, but there may be something else, like the secondary Easter egg that we have hoped for so many maps before, but maybe this will be the actual case when it actually happens, but we're not too sure as of now. But the information that was actually given to us in game was actually pretty interesting. So one thing is so interesting, and I really am so surprised with this, and it's actually when we go to the pack punch machine. And when we enter into the pack punch machine, we go into the projector room, and this projector room is seemingly the one that we are actually sent into when Willard Wyler went and cut himself over the ritual and all this stuff. So this seems like we actually returned back to the real world, but there's a problem. Our characters still have the personality of the characters they're supposed to be playing as, which is really interesting, because this is why it can be explained. Instead of trying to escape from there, they think they have to go back because they still have the personality of the part where they have to play inside the movie, or they just seem like they belong there. It could be explained like that instead of trying to escape, and that'd be a cool explanation. But also in the projector room, we also see another ritual, and this is really interesting because this ritual is not the same ritual from the intro cutscene. Just by looking at it, it is obviously different. There's no pictures of our characters, the symbols are completely different, it's just a completely different ritual. But this ritual also seems it's been activated too, just judging by the blood in the middle, because that's just how the ritual started inside the intro cutscene, so it would make sense why this is how this ritual would be started too. Now, as for who made this ritual and what this ritual does, we can't really say, but we can speculate. But before we do that, we can actually decipher, just like in the intro cutscene ritual, we can actually decipher this ritual too to actually give us a message too. So after we read this, we can get a better idea of what this all means. So what it reads, Mephilosophilis grants your innermost desire. Death is merely the beginning. Serve thy master eternally. So just looking at this, it can give us a little bit more information. Now, our best bet is by looking at the word Mephilosophilis, and I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but that's how I'm saying it. But anyways, Mephilosophilis is actually a demon from German folklore, and it's quite interesting what this demon does. He's not your normal demon who just possesses people or something like that. He actually goes out and helps evil people do evil things. That is his job. That's what he does. So we can kind of guess of who would make this. So we already know that the person who made this had to at least already been evil, because Mephilosophilis wouldn't help you if you were not already evil. And of course we see that in the rest of Cipher, that Mephilosophilis grants your innermost desire. Now for the rest of it, I don't really know how much storyline we can get for that, but sticking back to the part of Mephilosophilis, so we know the person has to at least be evil, so the characters that we know so far that are evil is probably pretty slim, and we can only nail down one character, and of course that's Willard Wyler. He's the only one to be proven as evil. But at the same time, why would he need a second ritual to be using something completely different? Because the previous one that we know he used, we know for a fact he's the one who used this, representing the great power in this world, emerged from the magical stones. He looks like he's talking about a great power in this world, but in the other one, Mephilosophilis isn't actually a great power in this world. He just helps other people do evil things. So I think it's safe to say that he isn't the great power. Also, another thing to point out is that they are completely different rituals, but they seem like they're in the exact same place as each other. So it's kind of weird to say that Willard Wyler also made this one, because it just doesn't make sense. Why would he make two? Didn't he already achieve his goal by sending our character into the scene? So why would he make a second one? In game, we don't see any reason why he would make another one. So even though it'd be the safe bet to actually say Willard Wyler also made this, it's kind of nugging at me to say no, that can't be the case. Why would he? It just doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't want to spend any more time speculating, because that's not what this video is. It's just trying to explain everything. But that is what that cipher is, and what we can do really with that cipher is to really speculate. So besides that, we really don't have any more information for the story. I really wish we'd get more information on the magical stones, or the death is merely the beginning part of both of these ciphers, and serve thy master eternally. I would really like that we could get more information like that, or if we got some more information on just like some of the characters, or Willard Wyler, or even David Hasselhoff. All of these guys would be cool to get some information on, but at this point we really don't have that. But that's about it for this video. If I did leave out anything, go ahead and tell me down in the comments. But if you guys did enjoy the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you guys want to stay tuned for more content just like this, go ahead and subscribe. But I'm gonna go, and I will catch you guys on my next video.